What's up, guys? How are y'all doing tonight? I hope everybody's well. Thank y'all for holding tight. We haven't been on in a few days. Um, Gonna have to catch me up. Nothing planned, nothing fantastic tonight. Waiting for Allie. Hopefully she comes in here in just a second. Let me see who's in here. I got rid of that troll. I saw it there at the last minute, Mr. Free Society or whatever that name was. Crazy people, dude. Hattie's. Yeah, if people were calling on the Cracking Cases Messenger today, we can't answer that one. Let me move this microphone. It's blurring in and out. Yeah, we can't answer that messenger because it's I don't understand why. I guess some with Facebook, I guess where it's not our original account, we can't answer it. So I'm sorry about that if you tried to call. And Allie has been working on the merch stuff that we've been giving out that we gave out to you guys a few weeks ago. Hopefully that stuff will be sent out soon. We've been working on it. It's like every time we get freaking caught up on something else happens. But please know you will get it. I promise. Just be patient. Anyway, I hope everybody's okay. I hope everybody's doing good. I hope everybody's blessed. So, first things first, I didn't realize that obviously people scam people by acting like they play an instrument. So if that's what this is, I'm going to show y'all a video of something that I uploaded earlier today. Hey, what's up, Kenny Lambert? White Rabbit? Oh, sorry it's so late. I just, today's been a long day. Figured I'd jump on here at the last minute. We're going to talk about a wide range of things. But are you coming in? Huh? Hold on one second. All right, hold on a second. She's coming around here and we'll get started. Let me pull this video up real quick. Can you get around me? No. There you go. Should have already had this done, but guess what? I do not. So we will do it now. All right. I'm probably going to have to go to our studio to play it. All right. So this one first, I guess I'm going to have to make it public. And publish. Okay. So let me pull this up for you guys to watch. No, cat. No. Sorry. Goodbye. Cat tried to come in the door by himself. That's what they do. All right. Here. Did you tell me if you think this is fake? Obviously, there's a scam that people do this. If so, I've got something to say afterwards. But yeah, I want y'all to watch this real quick and see what you think about it. Okay. if you get the gist of that, hold on. So, people in the comments inform me that this is obviously a scam. And I watched and I sat there for a while and I was like, no, come on, man. Please tell me no. Because my heart, I sat there for a while before I even acted. You know, I saw this guy playing. He had his kids there and some woman who, hard to tell if that's even their children. But this is the point of it. You know, I guess if your heart's in the right place when you try to help somebody, then, you know, I guess that's all that matters.
Well, I'm a firm believer myself that even though people are going to do some bad things in life to get money or whatever, like stand out in parking lots and play instruments or fake playing instruments, but if God puts it on your heart to help them, then I feel like it doesn't matter what they are doing. We just listen to what God tells us to do.
That's right.
So even if it was a scam, then that's okay.
Bluebird, why is that? Oh, wait. Yeah, I did. And like you said, that's where I was going with it. Did you see that? That comment? Okay. Yeah, anyway, if that's what that is, if that's a scam, if somebody's going to go out there and do that and put kids out there and whatnot, then, you know, I felt crazy for even trying to. What'd they say?
They're gone.
What'd they say?
We're not doing that.
Oh, I bet you I know who that is. Did you already get rid of him?
Yep.
Anyway, cool. But you know, that was the point, man. I was sitting there. I even watched this guy, watched him for like a while, because I was like, make sure he's playing it. Like even like dude played it off, played it without music. Sat there and watched me. I kept wondering. You can see in the videos I posted. If you see him later, he kept looking at me at the end of it. Probably because I was filming him. That's probably a giveaway. But you know, regardless of it, yeah, I'm gonna take those videos down. You know, if that's what it is. But my heart poured out for that. But you know, after you said that, Music City Mom, and after somebody else said that, I was like, dude, I looked it up on YouTube. It's everywhere. I mean, that's, excuse lack for a better word, that's ballsy, huh? Stand out there and do something like that. It's insane.
But we don't know. I mean, he could have been not scamming. It could have been somebody that was being genuine. We don't know. So,
I guess with the background music.
Yeah, I know. That's the odd part. But
we don't see that in our town.
No.
So this dude must be traveling the interstate doing this. Crazy. But, you know, it is what it is. Like, I got 2 videos of 2 different songs because I sat there. And then, like, at the last minute, I was like, yeah, I'm going to go get dude some money. And when I walked up to him, I was like, hey, man, because on his sign, it said something like, just lost my job.
I agree, Hillbilly Tech, not to interrupt you.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I was just agreeing with that.
If that's what we've come to, man, in America, to get out there, I mean, dude's got some, he had a nice violin. I'll say that. And,
yeah.
And I should have known better. We've never seen him around here in this town. But you never know.
You never know.
I guess. But, oh well. You know.
I mean, it's not our place to judge him, first and foremost, in my opinion. So.
Intentions, though, like God knows the intentions of our heart.
Exactly. That's what it comes down to. So.
Anyway, so we'll go move on. So, what we were doing, I think, but you want to talk about what Jody Sue did?
Post?
Yeah.
Okay, so first and foremost, I think the majority of people understood with that post that I posted a few days ago when Jody Sue decided she was going to put Cam's record out there. I think most people understood what I was doing, but we still had people who were like, quit defending yourself. That we were not defending ourselves with that. That was not me defending Cam. That was not me defending us in any way, shape, or form. That was me saying, hey, You can do that if you want to. We've already talked about it. He's been open and honest about it from the beginning of us making this channel.
I ain't got nothing to hide.
Right.
I thought it was fun. Did it bother me?
No, I mean, we literally were sitting here and we found out about it and we were like, oh my gosh. It really did not bother him at all. It didn't bother me at all because it had already been talked about. The point of that post was just to say to her specifically, and I did tag her in it, just to say, you can go ahead and put stuff out. It doesn't matter. You are still a suspect in the case of a missing 5-year-old, now 6-year-old.
Right.
So just because
she didn't even have the guts to tag us.
Yeah.
In her community post.
She put cracking cases, but she didn't tag us in it. So it was just to say, hey, you can put out whatever you want and try to point blame at other people for whatever, but you are still a suspect. And anybody who wants to say, no, she's not, she is. Squaw Tit called, a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago?
Yeah.
Called Hawkins County and asked specifically if she had been cleared. And they said no.
Well, they specifically said everyone is still a suspect.
Right.
They didn't say, they didn't skip a beat either.
Right.
So, and the whole point of it is to, what she's doing is she's backed in a corner and she's throwing them fingers out at everybody else. Look at him. Look what they do. Look what, so what, man? About mine? That's why, if you come out and you're honest about your record and you talk about it, what did she do? She's hid everything. Then when it gets found out, she goes to the defense and says, I don't have to tell y'all anything. Well, then you're not transparent, Jody Sue. And that's all there is to it.
She tries to deflect.
If that doesn't, that shows that's guilty behavior. For what guilt? I don't know. What are you guilty of? I don't know. Lying? Yes. That's a 100%. Lying is 100% a given. You've done that, Jody Sue. Contradict? 100%. Over and over and over and over. 3. Let's see. Run narratives? Multiple times. Say, point fingers, especially saying people are exploiting case when over a missing child, when that's what she's done the whole time. She why else are people sitting watching your channel, Josu, and giving you super chats if it's not for, and I'm not hating on you, all YouTube creators, if you have your super chats on, then so be it. This channel, we are monetized. Never doubted, never said we weren't. Yeah. But it's difference in making content, videos, editing, putting actual information out, and using the YouTube. It's a open source marketing. It's the biggest. It's owned by Google, right? Mm-hmm. YouTube's owned by Google. I mean, multi-billion dollar, and it's ran from ads. Has nothing to do with exploiting a child or anything with how YouTube pays. That's just some BS, throw shade on somebody crap that other people try to pull. Now, if you're running fake, false information out, then yeah, there's a problem, and you're creating stuff that has never even been talked about, and you put it out as fact, and you're misleading people 100%. But no, it's not necessarily true, Hillbilly Nitro. If you talk about a case and you're keeping her name out there, you're not making money off of her name. Now, if you're covering other cases, if you tag it every time, that's for an algorithm. I understand that. Now, if you tag Summer Wells or tag anything to do with it in your titles or stuff, then you that's how you get noticed in the algorithm, and your video gets put up when people search certain keywords. If they put in summer, they put in Wales, or in any kind of search, that'll pull up that information. Now, if you're making money under false pretense, then yeah, and you're putting out fake, false information, then yeah, you should, there should be a problem with that. But if you're talking about real stuff, keeping her case alive, making sure it's not forgotten, keeping people, informed, and you're bringing out, information that could help. Because regardless of what anybody might say, sorry guys, if anything falls,
Sorry for breaking.
that's rocking against that table. But if any, even if you're discussing a case and you're bouncing ideas off stuff, I don't think that's a problem. We've talked about Richard Honeacre's case. Are you making money off his name? Are we making money off his name by talking about his case? People viewed quite a few of those lives that we've done talking about his case. Is that a problem? Thank you, Miss Delta Lady. I appreciate that. And thank you for the heads up on that. I went and looked into that after you left that comment. No, okay. Yeah. So look, this right here, Hillbilly Nitro, I'll confirm that. We got into true crime from Summer Wells' case. Yes, because it's in our backyard, like you are in Tennessee too. Yes, that's what we started our channel talking about. We actually didn't even plan on starting a channel, but yes, that's our channel was built off talking about her case. 100% real. Have we done other cases through this? Yes.
Will we continue to do other cases? Yes.
Yes. I don't know the reason that things started the way they did, but they did. Yeah, but I can say 100% I'm not ashamed with how we've conducted ourselves through it and how we've dealt with things. We don't ask for people's money. We don't ask for anything while doing this. We take breaks all the time. We just got off a 4 or 5 day break. We do it all the time. We don't live stream every day. And that's not comparing with anybody. That's okay if you do go live every day. It's okay if you do talk about stuff every day. That's okay. There should be no shade thrown on anybody for covering these cases and doing anything. So, just because it's a popular case, I think a lot of people have tried to deflect people from talking about Summer's case that way. Yeah, we don't have to, but I will monetize them if I'm putting work in to edit them, putting work into research, putting work into, going place and everything. Yeah, I will, because I'm not getting paid by anybody but YouTube. That's 100% positive and real as you can get. Ask any other content creator, see what their reply is. Now, we will travel to go do Richard's case as soon as we hear much, more from them. I want to talk about that here in a second, so I'm not going to argue with anybody. That's as real as I can get. And we might go over that here at the end of this. Stay tuned. We'll go over how ads work on. And you have a big channel, don't you? Hillbilly Nitro. You know all about it then. Like, we're going to go over how YouTube pays and how all that by the end of this. I'll pull up some stuff and we'll show it. But regardless, true crime's true crime. If we're talking about politics, are we making money off the government? If we talk about politics and the president, every live we do, is that what that is? Is there a problem? Let's see, what else? What stuff you watch?
Well, I mean, there's communities all over YouTube for basically every topic that you can think of.
Yeah.
And I promise you, the majority of those people who are eligible to be monetized are monetized.
Right. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I get what everybody's saying. Yeah, it's true. True crime with Casey. Thank you.
That is true.
That's true. It doesn't matter what case it is. If we would have started on, God forbid, the Watts case back then, that's the same thing happened with that. But
thank you, Diane.
What'd she say?
She said, "You deserve every penny you get. You guys actually spend so much time on research and putting out good information. If anything, you guys deserve more money."
Yeah, but we haven't sat and just done nothing with our channel. It's not, I'm not going to say it's making money off her name. It's not, because we're not getting paid off anything but people wanting that content. They search it, they subscribe to people that they feel is trustworthy. That's all there is to it. Now, I mean, you can argue it till it's blue in the face, but it's not like you're sitting there. Uh, you know, we got sought out by a news channel to speak to us. We went there and did what we did, and who knows if we'll go back. We're trying to work on things to get searches and stuff together. We're trying to be proactive. Where we're in this area, I'm not going to give up on her case, because that's right there, and she deserves it. Summer deserves it. She deserves people to be out and talking about her case and doing things, people that can make a difference, people that have a voice in the public, people who have you know, can speak out about things that might not be right if they find out about it. That's what these cases deserve. Now, we've also turned around and taken funds that have come in from this channel, and we've helped other people in return. We've put money towards, towards people that are in hard situations. We've put money towards helping children for Christmas, people, children that are going through a hard time. We've, what are other things?
We try to help when we can help.
We try to help with everything. That every bit of money that has ever come from this show has been turned right back around towards cases, towards helping other people. That's what we try to do with it. Can we do it all the time? No, we can't. But also, where we don't go live every day or do things on this channel all the time, it's not like we're sitting over here making a killing off of it, because we're not. That's just not factual. Anyway, so about Richard's case, so Richard Timothy Honaker's case, we're going to bounce around a lot, and that's what I want to talk about with you. Hey, Mr. Positive, you want to come up? I promise you could come up, and sometime if you're free tonight, you're more than welcome to. Just let me know. Keep an eye out for what he says, please. Anyway, so Richard's case, I wanted to talk about this. So his family were very brave. They came out and spoke about things that, were dangerous to them and their well-being and freedom and everything, because the things they spoke about against law enforcement in that area, they can retaliate and will. And I don't know if y'all have heard this. I spoke about it on White Rabbit's channel the last time I was on there. Let me see here. Did you really? K-Dan? Sorry, I just saw that. I want to talk about that, but did you see the same video? Send that to me in the email, please. I want to see that, because if that guy's out there again, I'll make sure people know about it. Okay, anyway, so Richard, his family spoke out. His cousin spoke out. All his cousins. It's his cousins, his sister, her husband, all them. Well, the one cousin that came on the last live we did. Oh, thank you, Mr. Positive. I can't hear. I might be able to do it over here, to tell you the truth. I might be able to highlight it here. Where is it?
Does it not show up there either?
Yeah, it should. It should show up here before anything else. Was it way up here? Bear with me. There it is.
There, yeah. No, it won't.
It's not going to?
No.
Thank you, Mr. Positive. It said, wow, for 7 months with this amazing creator. Thank you, man. Okay, let me get back to it now. Sorry, I'm bouncing around. I'll keep my eyes off the chat, I promise. Anyway, so with Richard's case, his cousin spoke out. If you're not familiar with it, please go back and watch. We have a whole playlist with everything that about his case. They've been finding multiple, bodies of people who go missing different time periods. Richard wasn't found for 11 months and was found right behind his house, in between his sister's house and his wife's house. Okay. His family spoke out about the fact that the autopsy didn't match, the cause of death. Other things. Law enforcement went to the wife, tried to say that they went on this show, which was our show, Cracking Cases, talked about the case, and that we were, speaking badly about the wife, which we weren't. Never one time did we. Um, Tried to cause problems. Then told the wife to burn Richard's possessions, whatever, to move on. Unheard of. Trying to get, people to stop asking questions about it. Well, not just one other body came up 200 yards from Richard's, but three.
There was three found in that immediate
Three found in the
area,
immediate area.
counting Richard, and then there was
Another
one a little farther down the creek or river.
Right. So, we did a whole live on, how there was potential corruption in that county. Well, one of the cousins was arrested that have spoke out on this about Richard.
They had spoke about that too, that they were afraid that because of them coming out and talking about this, that they would be targeted. So the fact that he ended up being arrested, it's sad.
Yeah, it's insane. So I got a message from, Melissa. She's the one cousin that I've spoke to a lot, and Anthony was the other one who came on and spoke. He's a man of few words. He's changed his life. He just had a grandchild, everything. They got him on pardon me, but a BS probation violation. He was getting ready to be released and everything, out of nowhere.
Thank you, Candy Aldridge.
They won't explain anything to him. They just came and arrested him. He was working full time, and I would know. I'm telling you, dude I've gotten close with the people. I would know what's up with them. And I don't believe it, and I question it. Well, since then, I haven't heard anything from the family, and I tried to message back, and that worries me. That really, really worries me. This is the last message I got. Hold on, let me find it and I'll read it. Okay. She said they got Anthony. Someone called his probation officer, and someone set him up. Yeah, I can't read all that because it's personal, but they're pretty much saying somebody set him up. He's been nothing but a really, he's been through his trials and tribulations in life. But I'll tell you a certain thing here in our state. You will stay on probation till you can pay off every single one of your fines. They do not release you. It does, I don't care unless you are being compliant with the court and you have them pretty much worked down to very small amount.
Yeah, you have to show that you are making substantial payments.
Yeah, they'll hold you on probation for years and years and years.
And take it from somebody who knows.
Take it from somebody who's telling you, because I went through it. They will hold you till you pay them off. And if it wasn't for the fact that my mom, you got some money, how long was I on probation until she finally paid that? I sat on it for a while. I was sentenced to 3 years. I was on it 5.
You were on it. You were on probation when I met you, and then you did not get released until it had been 2 or 3 years, 3 years maybe after, and you had already been on probation for a year when I met you. I believe.
Yeah.
That's how it went.
So my mom paid my fines, and I was off like that. Had a letter in the mail like that.
Literally. Well, you got a letter in the mail immediately after paying them off saying that you would be on unsupervised probation, and then within 2 months of that, were released.
I was told today by my foster daughter worker they would probably get to adopt her. So bless.
That's
Awesome.
amazing.
Awesome. That's great news. Okay.
Yeah, congratulations. That's amazing. We'll be praying for you guys and that works out, because that's wonderful.
Let me give Mr. Positive a link. He's going to come up. Y'all want to see somebody who's inspirational?
Absolutely.
Y'all need to speak. This guy, when he comes up here, Mr. Positive, he's awesome. And I'm going to show you why he's inspirational. This is an inspiration to everybody. And when we complain about how our days are, and, you know, a lot of people that watch this channel, a lot of people are bedridden and can't get up and do things that everyday life people complain about. With my day, you know, I've got it so bad. I've got this, I've got that. But, you know, Mr. Positive and a few others, I'm not going to say anybody else, but Mr. Positive has a channel. People know his situation. You know, it always makes me think before, you know, complaining. And still, I have to catch myself now. Let me see. Hold on one second, Mr. Positive. Let me do this so I can get your link. Here, I'm going to put it in the chat. But this is what I have to say to Richlands, which is Tazewell County Sheriff's Office. If y'all are trying to silence people because, and I know you've paid attention to this channel, if you're silencing people because you're scared that they're talking out about things that you're not doing correctly, and you're not giving these victims' family the correct care to their, you know, their loved ones' cases, then when they speak out to people and try to do the best thing that they can and you arrest them or make things up, then shame on you. If that's what the case is, then shame on you. I'm not saying 100% it is, but I'm not saying it's not either. So shame on y'all if you do that. And I hope that Richard does get justice along with the other people. Nesbitt, what's his first name? Ray, yeah. Ray Nesbitt. Ricky Griffin. There he is. What's up, man?
Hello.
Hi.
You doing all right?
I'm doing it amazing. Thank you. I just got done with my hour of prayer.
Awesome.
About 35 minutes ago. So yeah, I'm having a good time. Good day.
Awesome.
If you guys aren't that are watching, or if you're not familiar with who Mr. Positive is, he has a channel too. You can check it out.
I put his link in the chat.
Yeah, Allie put his link in the chat. But I was
thank you guys. That means a lot.
Yeah, no problem, man. So, you know, I want
to. YouTube has been messing with me. I've had 1,100 hours for 9 months now.
Oh god.
And I've been streaming for almost just the same amount of time. So it's just hilarious. You know, it's in God's hands. Whenever God wants me to be monetized, then that's when I'll be monetized.
Dude, it'll work out for you, and it's.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Stay with it and don't give up. But Peyton Lewis, sorry you feel that way. Anyway, man, I want you to give. Do you want to kind of tell about like what's, you know, for the people that don't know who you are? Tell them.
Sure, I can.
Your testimony a little bit.
Sure, I can give a little bit. I love the inspiration that everybody is sharing with me or about me. I do not let this get me down. However, those who do want to know, I am disabled. I have a condition called spina bifida, and that paralyzes me from the waist down. My current issue right now is bed sores. So I do, like Cam says, I do spend a lot of time in bed um, because I need to heal from them. And that's just because when you sit for a long time in an area that you can't feel, well, pressure builds up and then your skin breaks down
Right.
without getting too graphic.
Right.
Other than that, I have an online business that I'm a part of. I live in a different state that I moved to a different state, and I'm trying to move back to the state that I was in. Not going to share what that state is at this time because of these wonderful trolls that everybody in the world have. However, I'm just blessed to be here, and I definitely am not a guy that wants sympathy. I definitely am not a guy that wants poor me, poor me. I am just as equal as everyone else, and if you're pissed off at me and I did something, I want to know about it. Right?
Yeah.
Don't say nothing. Don't not say nothing because I'm in a wheelchair. That's bullshit. That's crap.
Right.
So I'm just as equal as anyone else.
Well, yeah.
Anything else you want me to ask or answer?
Well, no, I just think it's inspiring, man, because we go through we act like we're having it hard sometimes. Like me and my wife, I'm talking about me and her. Like we'll act like, oh, I don't feel like doing this today, or I don't feel like doing that. But yet, I used to see your videos where you would, you get out and you go all the way to church. You would take your wheelchair and do the things that you have to do every day, and that's inspiring.
It
It
really
really
is.
I
is.
appreciate that. And I want it to be the right kind of inspiring, not just because I'm in a wheelchair. I want it to be like anyone, like the homeless video that you sent. I love that. I think that's inspiring. That guy with the white violin.
Yeah.
I think that's amazing. He's down on his luck. He might be. We don't know. It's not our job to find out. It's not our job to find out if he's really down on his luck. All you can do is be positive and pray that if he is down on his luck, you can just send positive vibes. Like I just sent you a comment that says, I wish a talent scout would pick him up, because then he wouldn't have to worry about it.
For sure,
He
man.
is very talented. You know what I mean?
If that's the case, I hope, man, and Allie caught me because after I posted that stuff, and I felt the same way. I was like, man, he's so good. I was like, hopefully that he is he gets a break or whatever. I sat and watched him for a while, and then I went and got him some money and tried to say something inspirational to him. But then I looked up all these videos of people, because somebody told me it was a scam, and I was like, man, and I felt so dumb, and
But you know what?
It's
The devil made you think that.
right.
I think that your first instinct, give him the money. It's not up to you to decide whether he's going to buy beer or not.
That's right.
You felt it in your godly heart to give him a little change. That's all you can do, right?
Right.
That's the 100% the way that I believe.
Because I started flipping out, getting mad. I was like, man, I feel so stupid because I uploaded that, and she was like, nah. She's like, don't feel stupid. She's like, just know that you did it because your heart, you did it for the right reason.
Yeah, exactly, and I agree. As long as you're not giving more than you can give, right? That's the important thing.
Yeah.
Right.
And of course, there's people that make more money than a regular working job sitting on the streets. $600 a day. I've seen it.
Dude, I actually know a guy who it's one of the guys I went to school with. His little brother, he would sit at the bottom of the interstate, dude, and he would hold a sign, and he used to brag. He's like, man, I make good money doing what I do. And
he is 100% capable of working. And
tell him what I did when I saw him the first time. I called his brother.
Yeah.
I did.
Were like, why is he doing that? Because he didn't. I mean,
but he would brag. That's what aggravated
for
me.
The wrong reasons, 100%. And yeah, he was bragging about the fact that he was doing this for the wrong reasons.
I think if you know somebody doing something like that, you have a responsibility to.
Do you want to tell what you ended up doing after that?
I don't remember.
You ended up getting him a job where you were working.
That's true.
And to our knowledge, he has not done that in years.
No, he
So,
still works up there.
Yes.
Yeah. But I mean, maybe that's what it needs sometime. Maybe, yeah, that's true. I forgot about that. Maybe those people just need, they need somebody. I firmly believe that people a lot of people with addiction, a lot of people that are um, do things that you don't understand why or go to criminal behavior, they
Mhm.
feel like they're not accepted in society.
Right.
So there's another country who tries to give people that are mess up like that. They put them in a job where they are part of the community, and they don't have a reoffender rate. What's it called?
I think
Uh,
you said the right word.
yeah, but it's called Lord. There's a word for it.
Rehabilitation.
Uh, Somebody in the chat will get it here in a minute. But yeah, where they don't have nobody, their reoffending rate isn't even. I don't even think it's five.
Yeah, it was
It's
very low.
very low,
Very,
5% or
very
something
low.
like that.
Yeah.
Recidivism or something. I can't say it, but regardless, that's what
Yeah.
I feel like it needs. Everybody needs to be able to have a hand up sometimes
Mhm.
and be part of the rest of the world instead of feeling like they're shunned away to the side. I felt like that for a while,
Right.
and I'd say that's easy in your situation for people that are bedridden and stuff are easy to feel like that they're not part of the world anymore, or they're just stuck in the house. My best friend's mom is bedridden and she's paralyzed from the waist down,
Mhm.
and she has the same thing going on, bed sores and stuff, and we feel. My wife went up there the other day, and she lives with a family who's supposed to be taking care of her, and they don't change her catheter and her bag
Yeah.
and
They
stuff,
don't
and it's
dress her
terrible.
wounds and
That is horrible. But again, all we can do is pray on it. And if you have the ability to go pray or visit with them for a few minutes, that's even better.
right.
And the last thing I want to share is uh, with the community and the hatred and the Summer Wells thing. I want to say simply there. Let's be honest. There are people who have evil in them.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I always end my channel with the words, especially YouTubers. Most of them are not evil. They just have evil in them. Therefore, we are directed to try to pray for them on them. We don't have to like them, we don't have to engage in them, but we can definitely pray for those who are having evil in their hearts.
right.
Exactly.
Well,
I don't want to take away from you doing your stuff. If you can minimize me, you certainly can.
I wanted to ask you a question. What do you think about how do you feel about um the whole thing where we were talking earlier about people, if you are covering the Summer Wells case and if you're monetized, what do you feel about that?
I think I'm kind of different in the sense that if that's all we've talked about in the last year and a half or whatever, it can be hard to talk about. But on the flip side, anyone who has Summer Utah Wells name in their title and they're bashing TBI or they're bashing Don Wells or they're back. The point is, if they're bashing instead of trying to get to the truth a year into this, I definitely believe that they are using her for money.
Yeah.
I will agree with that.
The wrong way. Now, in your case, yeah, I don't believe that. In Chasing Truth, I don't believe that. Burnt
I
Toast, I
appreciate
don't.
that.
I do too.
I mean, I don't. Burnt Toast doesn't talk about anyway. So, but those two channels, you guys don't bash anyone. You are constantly, like you said, keeping their name in the algorithm, and I'm so excited for you to share with us how it works, to your knowledge, and I want to hear about it.
Yeah.
Because I agree with you, her name still needs to be in the algorithm, but I just have to pray for those who have decided to use her name as a cash cow, hating on TBI. Those are the group that's trying to help, hating on anyone who's trying to help, just for a monetary gain.
Well, they
I
get
cannot believe that you two are doing that.
well. Thank you, and I mean, we everything that this is what I try to do with any content we come out with. I always make sure I have something to back up where what we're talking about. I bring statistics, even if it's it, if it has nothing to do with TBI. We talk about law enforcement in general or something like that about because we saw a lot of officers in that area in Hawkins County, Kingsport had charges for stuff with minors. We saw so, but I did it nationwide. If you're going to do something, make sure you have statistics to show it. Make sure you have a reason of why you're showing something. Make sure you
Right.
have, some kind of groundwork or something to back up why you feel the way you feel about something.
Right.
You know, we
You're
saw,
right. It's okay to be angry, but
yeah,
show the proof behind that anger.
right. And I mean, even on one live, I called Hawkins County to get information because that was right after their last press conference. They said misinformation on social media. So I was like, what's the best way to get the truth is call them. Called them. We got conflicting things at first from TBI to Hawkins County, but, finally, second lady I talked to at TBI finally gave me a straight answer. But we got hate from that calling them. They were very nice. I felt like they would rather have people call them and ask them certain things that they can answer uh, than to be out here spreading something just because you feel like it's your opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree 1,000%.
Uh, I'm trying to think of the best way I can show how YouTube and stuff works with the whole monetary thing. But yeah, man, thank you for coming up, and I
Yeah, you
promise.
bet.
Uh,
You are welcome here anytime.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be here every night. No, just kidding. I don't want to do
We'd be fine with that.
yeah,
that. I'll come up anytime when I'm free. And tonight I happen to be free. So I appreciate you guys. I love you guys.
you too, brother.
We just have to love on everybody, even the ones that don't like your channel. We have to love on them.
Right.
Exactly.
Because
Spread love.
I love the people that I hang out with that don't love you.
Right.
We just have to love on each other
That's right.
and
Exactly.
pray for each other, even if we don't like each other. That's important to me.
That's right.
So love you both, and I
Love
look
you
forward
too, man.
to talking to you guys later.
All right, brother.
Oh,
See,
and
Still love
chat,
you.
my name has been flying in there. I'll have to try to read some of it. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And you all have a blessed day. And I am going to plug my channel Sunday night and Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
Yeah, Mods, post his
I
link.
just posted it
Okay,
again.
thank you, Allie.
Yeah, come pray for an hour if you want prayer or need prayer. So, all right, guys, I want to see if God wants me to have a monetized channel and try to get that watch time hours up.
That's right.
Yes.
It'll work out, man. It'll happen.
All right, brother. All
All
right,
right, bro.
talk to you later, and I look forward to listening to your explanations.
All right, see you, man.
Bye bye.
All right, guys. I'm glad he came up here.
I
I just
am
wanted
too.
to show you. Look how he's inspirational. He is.
He is.
There's a lot of people that follow this channel that you've reached out through email. I've spoke to you all in great detail. You know, there's a lot of lives we do that we don't title anything. We just talk about what we want to. We talk about what there's been lives that we don't even title Summer Wells in it. We speak so much about it, like half the
Right.
live, but that's not, I don't care about that. I care about keeping her case alive. I care about keeping Richard's case alive so that they're not forgotten, so that his family, his mother has all these questions, his cousins, his brother or his sisters, they have all these questions and they feel like that their brother and cousin and son case did not get the best, attention like everybody else's. And, the other guy that they found in the water, what was his name?
Ricky.
Ricky. He didn't have water in his lungs. His daughter reached out.
His daughter reached out and said that they were told that his cause of death was drowning, but there was no water in his lungs, and she said that he was so severely beaten that they could not have an open casket at his funeral. That does not coincide with a drowning.
Right. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. But we're going to keep talking about it. We're going to talk about I'm looking for some other cases here locally. That's one thing I was going to do tonight, was show you about a case that happened here that I feel like should have went nationwide. And it's the Mendota case. Do you hear me?
Oh yeah.
Give me 1 second. Let me pull this up.
So this one's a crazy case. It really is. And the fact that this happened in our area, it blows my mind.
So I'm going to read this first. This is about this guy. I don't know if y'all have heard about this. This happened in Virginia. James Michael Wright of Mendota was arrested in 2019 after investigators said he admitted to killing all 3 women who had been reported missing between February 28th and March 17, 2019. Washington County, Virginia's Commonwealth Attorney Josh Cumbo said a case like this doesn't happen often. Hold on, I'm going to show you some stuff about this. Let me pull this up. Hopefully it doesn't play right. I better not show that one yet.
I wish you'd have told me that you were going to bring this up. I could have already had some stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's a carnival worker too, by the way. Y'all get this. Y'all get this will be strange to y'all. He's a carnival worker, okay? All right, yeah, I'm going to share this one. And then we'll go over some YouTube stuff. All right.
Which one are you doing? Is it the Washington Post one?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So this guy right here. Man, come on. Don't want to see that. No. Okay, so this is the guy right here. James Michael Wright killed 3 women between the ages of 17 and 25, Southwest Virginia. The Washington County Sheriff, now this is 45 minutes away from Hawkins County. The Washington County Sheriff's Office previously claimed that the suspect, James Michael Wright, worked as a subcontractor for a traveling carnival, James H. Drew Expositions. Oh, hold on 1 second. The Sheriff's Office has since issued a correction identifying Wright's previous employer as Pony Express. After speaking with the owner of Pony Express, Josh Ellis, out of Bluffville, Tennessee, if y'all aren't familiar, that's Sullivan County, right beside Hawkins County. That's where, Sullivan County is right in the middle of Beach Creek. The Sheriff's Office said in a statement, Mr. Ellis stated that Wright worked for him as an employee, and on some occasion his business traveled with Drew Expositions. On the morning of March 19th, a 23-year-old man veered over the center line and collided headfirst with a school bus, contorting his silver Chevy pickup truck into a collection of scrap metal. The kids were all right, but the pickup driver, James Michael Wright, had to be airlifted to a hospital for a broken leg, hip, and arm, as the wheelchair-bound man would soon tell his Facebook followers. Throughout, thoughts and prayers poured in from friends and family. But amid all the sympathy, one comment stood out for its desperation from a father searching frantically for his daughter. "Have you seen Athena?" he wrote. "She is missing. People say she was with you. This is her dad." The man left his phone number, but Wright was was likely not to call. Just 2 days before the near-fatal bus crash, police say Wright fatally shot 25-year-old Athena Hobson in the head, ending an alleged 18-day killing rampage in Washington County, Virginia. Between February 28th and March 17th, police now say Wright killed 3 women between the ages of 17 and 25 who he met at the carnival fairgrounds, luring them to Mendota, Virginia, where he lived, before fatally shooting them. At a Monday news conference, Washington County Sheriff Fred Newman said Wright had been arrested on 3 charges of capital murder and that he confessed during a police interview. He claimed the shootings were all accidental, Newman said. We find that hard to believe, the sheriff said.
I wonder if this is the one that tells what his explanation of the accidental ones were.
And where they found them.
Yeah.
This is insane.
It is insane.
This case, it's going to get a lot crazier. Have y'all heard about this?
Sorry, I'm like messing around.
Okay. If y'all tell me if you've heard about this. You should have. Like, this should have been nationwide news, I believe. No, he had a house in the country. And a lot of people from Mendota went to school where I went to school. I feel like he looks so familiar to me.
I feel like that too.
Okay.
No, people have not heard of this.
Newman said police agencies in 3 states, each searching for a different missing woman, zeroed in on Wright after Hobson's disappearance in March. The last of the 3 victims.
Millie hasn't even heard of this.
Are you serious?
That's crazy.
She lives very close.
This was back in 2019 when they caught him.
Yeah, well, he's going to trial like right now.
Yeah.
It's unclear how Hobson might have met Wright at the carnival. The owner of the company, James H. Drew, told the Washington Post via email that he has no record of Wright working for or with his company as a contractor. So he's just traveling with them, with the circus or fair or whatever, carnival.
I don't know.
But the livestock show company where Wright previously worked, Pony Express, did travel to various fairgrounds, Drew noted. The owner of Pony Express, Josh Ellis, confirmed to WJHL that Wright worked for the company through November. Hobson's cousin, Alyssa Chapman, remembered the Wright coming over to her apartment to pick up Hobson periodically, she told WJHL. Hobson's mother, Bonnie Griffith, told the news station Hobson was struggling financially and was cleaning Wright's house for money. On the night of March 17th, Chapman remembered Wright arrived to pick her up for her job, but he never brought her back. Then 2 days later came news of the bus crash. Chapman grew more concerned. After the crash, she contacted Wright to ask where Hobson was, WJHL reported. He claimed he got into the accident just after dropping her off at Chapman's apartment in Johnson City, Tennessee, about 40 miles south of Mendota. But Chapman suspected he was lying, reported her cousin missing to police on March 21st. She told authorities Hobson was last seen alive with Wright. That's when police looked for 2 other women in Tennessee and Georgia, realized a common denominator in all 3 cases. That's when police looking for 2 other women in Tennessee and Georgia realized a common denominator in all 3 of these cases. The women all somehow knew Wright through the carnival, Newman said. He said police began drawing up search warrants. Inside Wright's totaled truck, Newman said, police soon found Hobson's cell phone on his property. They found 2 bodies. They have tentatively been identified as 22-year-old Elizabeth Marie Van Meter of Carter County, Tennessee, 17-year-old Jocelyn Alsop of Cobb County, Georgia. Alsop's father worked at the carnival, Newman said. On Friday, just after police found the bodies, Wright confessed, Newman, on Friday, just after police found the bodies, Wright confessed. Newman said. Basically, this individual killed 3 women in an 18-day period, Newman said. The accident he had 2 days after the last killing certainly put an end to the series of incidents. According to Wright's alleged confession, he killed Van Meter on February 28th after getting into an argument, then buried her outside near his home, Newman said. Van Meter's parents reported her missing March 17th. Court documents obtained by WCYB describe Van Meter as cognitively disabled with the mental capacity of a 13-year-old.
So I just want to say this. Now that disturbs me that she was not reported missing for what, 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
A little over 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And yes, she was, let me see, I don't want to say it wrong. I think she was the 22-year-old or 25.
The one that was cognitively.
Yes.
She is.
So, it's set up here somewhere.
22, I think.
Yeah, I think she was 22. But she was cognitively impaired, which you would have thought that they would have. And I mean, this is neither here nor there. I mean, I don't know. It just blows my mind that she wasn't reported missing earlier than that. But anyway, continue.
So she had the mental capacity of a 13-year-old. He took advantage of this person.
Yes.
And then, did this awful stuff to her. Then so on the evening of the killing, Wright posted a meme on Facebook from another account that appears to be his. I know there's a special place in hell for me, it said. It's called a throne. Wow. I never read that part. Did you?
No.
Holy crap. On March 8th, Alsop was reported missing. Wright allegedly shot and killed her the next day, according to court documents obtained by WJHL. Wright claimed they had that word, they had fornicated in the woods near his house, and that he accidentally shot her while trying to shoot an animal. The age of consent in Virginia is 18.
She was 17.
She was 17. He then placed her body beneath a stack of logs in the woods near his home, Newman said. And lastly, on March 17th, Wright allegedly shot Hobson in the head twice. He claimed this time they were going for a walk, that he had tripped and shot her in the head. Then tripped again and accidentally shot her again, according to the court documents. Rather than bury her, Wright claimed that he put her in the back of his truck to take her to the hospital. On the way, Newman said Wright claimed her body fell out, rolling down to a river embankment near a bridge. He then put her body in the water, Newman said. In an interview with WJHL, Griffith questioned how he could shoot someone twice on accident. What was going through this man's head, she said. Why would he do this to those girls that are innocent? Police have still not recovered Hobson's body from the river. Newman said he has no reason to believe Wright intended to harm himself by crashing into the bus 2 days after allegedly killing Hobson. He declined to release any additional information about the alleged motive in the killings. Asked if he would consider Wright to be an alleged serial killer, Newman said yes. Washington County Commonwealth Attorney Josh Cumbo said it is possible his office will seek the death penalty. Wright is being held without bail in jail. And it's not immediately clear if he has a defense attorney. Wow.
Tell me that's not insane.
Should that not have been nationwide news? And people around here hadn't even heard about it. Is that not just crazy? Oh my gosh. So, did you hear about in Carter County? Oh, I'm lagging something fierce. I don't understand why that is. Yeah, why didn't people hear about that?
Yeah.
Makes no sense. Hold on. Now, did you hear about the guy in Hawkins County, or not Hawkins County, Carter County, that was seen in the Watauga district? This is concerning too. And here, I'm going to pull this map up and I'm going to show you how close it is.
And I think somebody asked if this was going on around the same time as the Evelyn Boswell case. So Evelyn's case was in 2020, and this was happening in 2019. And also, as far as the third victim that they had not been able to recover at the time, that first, what he just read to you guys, they actually recovered her in 2021.
Yeah. Which one? Which one are you talking about?
The Athena Hobson. So that's the one that he said he accidentally, when he tripped, he accidentally shot her twice because he tripped twice, is what he said.
Right. Okay. So
that's the one he said that she had rolled down, like was in the back of the truck and rolled down to the embankment, and he put her body in the river.
Okay. Sorry, I was trying to show this right here. So this is Carter County right here with the red line around it. Over here, you see Rogersville.
Do you want me to tell where this one was found before you move on to that?
Yeah.
So she, this is what, like I just said, this is the one that he said that he ended up putting her body in the river. So 2 years later, in 2021, they found her remains because they went off of a tip and they went back to an area where the search was conducted, and her remains were found near where he lived. And let me see, that the remains were hidden underneath some rubble.
Yeah.
So she was not even where he said she was.
So yeah, they found, that case is getting ready to go to trial now. Sometime very soon.
Hold on.
But I want you to pull up the stuff I'm getting ready to talk about with this guy in Carter County.
Okay. I just want to.
Thank you, Teresa Jones. Yeah, and Diane, I think they postponed her Megan Boswell's trial till 2023.
They did. And we're going to go over that one. I know I've been saying it for months, but I promise you we're going over that one in detail.
This right here is going to blow your mind. Pull up that stuff real quick on him. So you see, let me just show you. Let me get rid of this comment so you can see. So right here is Carter County. This is the county we're talking about. Now, let me go over here and show you Hawkins compared to it. So, but more or less, hold on, I can show you better. Actually, you just saw the little red line go down. Let's do this right here. So this is Beach Creek. Now we're going to zoom way out where you see all them blue dots, right? That's right there is where Beach Creek, where Summer lived. Right here. This is right there where the red dot is. Carter County is right here. That's right. That ain't far at all. So I'm just showing you that for a reason. Now, what we're going to talk about right here, this was in the news yesterday.
Megan Boswell's trial is in 2023.
2023.
They had originally postponed it to September of this year, but it's been postponed again until 2023 in February. At the earliest, they say February at the earliest. So I think that there will be a chance that they might push it back even farther. I don't know.
All right, you got.
Anyway, okay, continue.
You got. Now I'm waiting for you.
What are you?
The guy in Carter County.
Okay, I know that.
I think I've. I'm trying to pull it up too.
That was just in the news like 2 days ago or something.
Yesterday, yeah, the one here.
3
it is.
days ago.
Here it is. I found it.
This one.
Yeah, I found it. That's not him. That's the elderly man. I found it right here.
That's not an elderly man.
That's not the story I'm talking about. This is it right here. I got it. So this is concerning. I just wanted to show you how close the counties were.
Well, police warn a man is watching and taking pictures of children in public while doing lewd acts. The Carter County Sheriff's Office said this man is 50 to 60 years old and was last seen driving an early 2000s green Subaru Legacy. If you see him, call Carter County Dispatch or 911.
What are you doing?
So I'm going to read this to you. Hopefully it doesn't change the next news story. It's going to. No, don't do it. Don't do it.
Tonight for the first time.
Okay. So it says in Carter County Sheriff's Office is warning parents of an elderly man who could be watching and taking pictures of children in public while conducting lewd acts. According to a Twitter post made by Carter County Sheriff's Office, people should be on the lookout for an elderly white male who is described as being 50 to 60 years old, roughly 6 to 6'3" in height, and weighing around 190 to 210 pounds. That's a big man.
And I don't know why they called him elderly. We had this discussion whenever I read this to Cam. I don't know why they said elderly, because in my opinion, I don't think that 50 to 60 years old is anywhere near elderly, but okay.
This is concerning, though. They say
very concerning.
You have people doing things like this, and look, I tried to show you how close that was to Summers, her residence and where the Wells residence is. The man who was last seen driving an early 2000s green Subaru Legacy. The Carter County Sheriff's Office advises people to call 911 or Carter County Sheriff's Office dispatch at 423 542 1845 if they see the man. The reports remain under investigation. There was a better story on Facebook, wasn't there?
Well, I read. Okay, here I'll read it.
So
I found it.
Yeah, it's actually, there was more detail to this. But you have people taking pictures, going around. Who's to say that this wasn't happening? They're not going to strike in the counties that they live in. You would think somebody driving around into neighborhoods that they don't, well, I guess they could in the counties that they live in, but you would think, look how, if they traveled to another county, then shoot back to their county,
Right. And it's not uncommon. I think that a lot of people who don't live around this area don't understand. Like when we say like we're local to Summer, in this area, it's not uncommon for people to drive 30 minutes to an hour away on a daily basis. Therefore, somebody could easily drive. And we're not saying that this guy is involved with Summer at all, but we're just saying that it's suspicious.
Yeah, you got that happening. I mean, look what Summer's case. You have a guy that worked at a drywall company. Freaking Tony Hammonds, that tried to take a 12-year-old, attempted to take a 12-year-old boy, right directly after it. This stuff's happening. So why is it so far-fetched that we see all this behavior around Tennessee, Kingsport, around Hawkins County, in the neighboring counties? Why is it so far-fetched that something like this could have happened on Beach Creek? This is the problem I have. Why is it so dismissed by everyone else on YouTube and a good majority of people that watch? How you have these, I mean, when was that? What was the date of Tony Hammond's stuff that happened?
It was literally the same, like it was within the week of summer,
The same week,
if I'm not mistaken.
or very close to.
It was because I remember, because I remember this was before we had Air Channel, months before. And I asked Cam because both of these stories were in the news around here simultaneously. And I asked him, I said, what is going on? Because stuff like this is not supposed to happen here. It's not supposed to happen anywhere. I'm not saying that. But this area, things like this just don't normally happen.
But we hear those stories in Kingsport. Guy supposedly has ties to Beach Creek,
Right.
has ties to being in that surrounding area. But no, that could never happen out there. We see the crime rate. We see the people that hang out there. We hear locals talking about how, for Jody Sue to have made the comment, this always sticks with me right here. When Jody Sue made the comment, when
stuff like this happens, or when someone goes missing.
When someone goes missing around here, that's the first thing. I'm like, what are you talking about?
That doesn't happen here.
But obviously, what is she referring to?
I don't know, unless she knows something that we don't know.
Is that not weird to y'all? Even that statement. She said that for the news and everything. When someone goes missing around here, we know to keep the tracks down, or whatever she said when she got in the creek. Everything is gonna be pointing back to. I'm still asking questions on Summer Wells' case, and will till there's answers. Something will have to something will have to be uncovered before, sooner or later. Says locals don't prowl around Beach Creek, so I guess we think other people wouldn't. I don't know, Minchang. Is that what you're saying, or is first time we went into Kingsport, we were invited to come down to Beach Creek by somebody in a priceless parking lot when we stopped just to get our bearings to know where everything was. First time we ever went there. So y'all come on for the case.
For the case.
So I don't know anyone else missing. Real sunflower. You meaning as far as in Hawkins County? Hold on a second, and I'll show you something. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. I want to show you something.
Dumpster clips, it scares me too. This world has become a very evil place. So the thing that I read you, I don't think it had anything else in it.
Oh, I'm going to show this real quick because I found it on. Okay.
The real sunflower said right, Hawkins County.
Yeah, hold on. I got you. Here you go. This is from the Rogersville Review. Hawkins has 6 unsolved suspicious death missing person cases aside from Summer Wells. Have you seen this? Have you guys seen this? Let me get y'all's answers from the chat. This is the things that they've kept they've kept hidden. These are the things that I've seen, and these aren't all of them, by the way. I found there's a Times News story too of more people than just these 6 cases. Yeah, so we're going to go over this real quick. These are the things people need to see. These are the things that are not being posted mainstream. Why not? Why not? This small county, this small area, some of them which are close to Beach Creek. We're going to go over it real quick. So, although the Summer Wells missing child case has been the focus of the community for nearly 8 months, this was posted a while back. Let's see when.
At least
February
5 months
4th.
ago.
February 4th. She's not the only unsolved missing persons suspicious death case pending in Hawkins County. Dating back to 1986, there are currently 6 unsolved Hawkins County cases aside from Summer Wells. 4 of those cases involved a missing person. 1 is a suspicious death, and 1 is an unsolved murder. Over a period of time, new tips and information stopped arriving on these cases and they went cold. But law enforcement haven't forgotten these victims. Hawkins County Sheriff Ronnie Lawson told the Review that he sent evidence from the county's oldest missing persons case, Kenneth Brent Patterson, to the FBI forensic lab and hopes that the new technology could find something that was previously missed. Unfortunately, in this case, the second examination of the evidence by the FBI didn't uncover any new information, Lawson said. But we're still trying to solve these older cases. We haven't forgotten about them. Their families deserve answers. We're always hopeful that the new information will come in that provides those answers. But reminding the public about the cold cases from time to time, Lawson said. Lawson said he's hopeful that eventually someone who knows something will come forward, even if it's anonymously. Here's a list of Hawkins County's 6 other unsolved missing persons, suspicious death cases from oldest to most recent. Kenneth Brent Patterson, 28, of the Goshen Valley community. Goshen Valley is very close to Beach
that's
Creek.
Not far at all.
He's been missing since July 16th, 1986. The morning Hawkins County Sheriff's Office responded to a wreck on Goshen Valley Road, just south of the Holston River Bridge. A vehicle registered to Patterson was found abandoned in a field after apparently running off the roadway, hitting a ditch, rolling over, and coming to a rest on its wheels. The vehicle had also been driven in the field after the accident in an apparent attempt to leave the scene, but got stuck on a fence. No blood was found in the vehicle, and Patterson has not been seen or heard from since. Several potential suspects were questioned. Some were cleared. 1 died, and 1 is serving a lengthy federal prison sentence on a drugs and weapons conviction. Larry Trent. Y'all know that last name, right? Carly Trent. There's a lot of Trents involved in Hawkins County, and there's some name, the last name Trent. Clyda Trent came up on the Wells property as one of the previous owners. 47 of Mooresburg has been missing since February 28th, 1997. Trent was last seen that day at his residence by his sister. She returned the following day, but Trent was gone and hasn't been seen since. His vehicle, medication, and personal items were all at the residence. Nadine Rochelle Rogers, 33, resident of 243 Country Lane in Church Hill, when she disappeared the evening of February 2nd, 2002. Her boyfriend at the time, Robert Wayne Marler, was suspected of killing Rogers and hiding her body, but after she refused to give him her income tax refund. 2 days later, Rogers' mother, Shirley, told the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office that Nadine and Marler had gone to a friend's house in Kingsport a couple of days earlier to drop off her children. Rogers was scheduled to report for work at Cheddar's in Kingsport on February 2nd, but did not show up. The day Rogers disappeared, Marler took her car to Mobile, Alabama. He returned to his mother's house in Bloomingdale about a week later. The police were waiting to arrest him on an unrelated Sullivan County homicide and robbery charges. Marler claimed that on February 2nd, Rogers left with a group of men for North Carolina, but no one has ever been able to prove those men ever existed. Rogers cashed a large income tax refund check the day she disappeared, and Marler had demanded part of it, according to police. She hid the money in her home. After she disappeared, police found the money. Wow, they found the money. Police believe the money was the motive. Marler, who was sentenced to 25 years in 2002 for an unrelated homicide, has denied involvement in Rogers' death. Marler is scheduled for release from prison May 16th, 2023, next year. David Wayne Blizzard, 33, of Surgoinsville, that's close to Beach Creek, disappeared on September 30th, 2005. Blizzard's mother reported on October 10th, 2005, she had not seen him since September 30th, when he was at her residence in Surgoinsville. Following a domestic disturbance, Blizzard was transported to Walmart. Listen to this. To Walmart on Stone Drive in Kingsport by a Hawkins County deputy.
What?
He hasn't been seen since. I went over this before on a live. So the last person that saw him was a deputy. He hasn't been seen since. Blizzard's disappearance has been investigated by both the Kingsport Police Department and Hawkins County Sheriff's Office. Is that not crazy?
Yeah.
I'm going to read that again real quick. Following a domestic disturbance, Blizzard was transported to Walmart on Stone Drive in Kingsport by Hawkins County deputy. He hasn't been seen since. 49. Larry Vickers, a car dealership owner, was shot to death March 31st, 2006. This is an unsolved murder. This is actually relevant because listen to this. Vickers' body was found at 8:40 a.m. locked up in his Dodge Ram pickup with one gunshot wound to the torso. He had been at the car wash the night before repairing a broken light and possibly checking a malfunction in the cash box. The upward trajectory of the bullet's path, as well as a droplet of blood found inside the car wash bay, led investigators to theorize that Vickers had been standing on a ladder, changing a light when he was shot by someone standing on the ground. Semi-automatic pistol was found in the Hawkins County school bus garage property adjacent to the car wash, where it had been apparently tossed over a security fence. One spent shell was jammed in the pistol, and a live round was stuck in the gun. The pistol has no serial number and wasn't known to belong to Vickers. The magazine was found inside of the car wash bay and drainage gate. And then Donna Marie Young, 38, was discovered April 5th, 2018, deceased in a mobile home park, septic overflow pond in the Stanley Valley community off Meadowview Road. Although an autopsy revealed that the cause of death was heart failure triggered by drug use, Lawson said there is still an active criminal investigation related to who failed to report her death and hid her body in the pond.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like they're solving much over there.
Wow.
I mean, that's just statistics. So there's that. The guy that's last seen taken by a sheriff.
Yeah, that's weird.
I can't believe that. What do y'all think about that? I've covered a lot of this stuff before, but it's hit or miss. People either listen or they don't. Okay. Guys, I can't see anything when I'm on the other screen. I apologize. Yeah, I'm going to try. See, there's Jessica Doppel. I think that's how you say it. There are two news stations here, WCYB and WJHL. One of which you didn't cover Summer's case hardly any.
Yeah, very minimally.
They're the bigger news station, aren't they?
Yeah,
they were.
Well, they were.
They were. These are the things that need to be brought to attention, man. And I don't understand how, those aren't all the cases, by the way, guys. Those are not all the missing person cases. That's just unsolved cases in Hawkins County. That's just what the Rogersville Review posted. Go to the Times News and you can see a list of all of them. Cracking cases. Look up Callie Eisen. She was found near where Carly Trent was found. Okay. There's that case too. Yes, that's true. What? And then there's all supposedly one of the Brits that lives or has family in Beach Creek. One of which I think they have a child that's missing or did something. I have to look into that before I get into detail. Don't quote me on that. Yeah, that's true. Cold case, Crystal. There's been a lot.
Oh, I remember. She went by Mia Ison.
Mia Ison,
I
yeah.
remember when that happened.
You want me to look it up?
Yeah, you can.
Here, we'll look at it real quick, and then we'll be done here in a minute. I got to go over some of the YouTube stuff. How do you spell the last name?
Ison.
Okay. Let me share this real quick. Thank y'all for joining us tonight. You know, I know a lot of people are over on the Dylan Rounds case, but we're not going to give up because this is, you know, Summer's case deserves it. She deserves people to stay over here and still look into stuff. Second of 3 defendants in 2017, Hawkins murder takes plea sentence to 30 years. So this second of 3 defendants in 2017. Okay. Here, we can do it this way.
I know something else that we can talk about that happened in Kingsport that we know some things about.
What? Yeah. Hold on a second. Let me see if this is going to play. Why did it do that? Man. It always does that to me. Hold on a second, guys. Hold on. Sorry about that. Okay. So this is one of the defendants, I guess. So second of 3 defendants accused in 2017 murder of 26 Callie Mahala Ison has been sentenced to 30 years in Hawkins County Criminal Court. William Cody Mullins of Tellico Plains, 27 Tellico Plains, Tennessee, was originally indicted in 2018 along with 2 co-defendants on 1 count of first degree. Mullins was prepared to stand trial in Rogersville beginning Monday, but instead made an Alford plea on Friday before Judge John Duggar to the reduced charge of second-degree murder. An Alford plea isn't an admission of guilt, but is an admission that he could have been found guilty by a jury based on evidence against him. His 30-year sentence must be served at 100%, although he is still eligible for good behavior release of 15%. So I want to see. There's that case too. So there's that Hawkins County. So what was Chris West's case? What county?
It was in Kingsport.
Kingsport. Guys, I actually know a guy. Knew him. He was with one of my exes. They found him in the Cherokee National Forest, burnt.
He was reported missing. Well, I don't know when he was reported missing. He went missing on either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. And wasn't found for a while.
Good while. He was tortured.
Oh gosh, yeah. It's horrible. Horrible.
So we live in a different state from that, right? One of the people that was involved in this ended up living. So I knew the Chris West guy that was found deceased in the Cherokee National Forest, burnt. Like they tried to burn
took
him.
3 months to identify him
To-
once his remains were found.
But a guy was living in but where we lived in an apartment when our son was first born. There was a barn across the road. Somebody was living in that barn and had something to do with his case.
Yeah.
It was insane. That's a story for another time.
Yeah.
And we didn't even know it till after I let the guy come in for a drink of water.
Because it was in the middle of July, like the same type of weather that we're having now. It was extremely hot and humid.
And it was right when this case was big, and I said something about Chris West to Allie, and he said, "What about him?" The guy that was
got real.
It was the scary,
suspicious acting.
He said, "Yeah, he was a bad person, right? Something weird." And I keyed on to what was going on. I started asking him. Come to find out, he was involved in that case. It's insane. It was scary.
It was terrifying.
You know, best believe phone calls were made and reported. You know, I was like, "Are y'all, looking for somebody?"
Yeah.
Obviously, he had turned state's evidence on the others or something.
Yes, because to our knowledge, he was never charged with anything in that. There was 3 other people who were charged.
Yeah, scary.
And in one of the news articles, there was a 4th person that was mentioned being involved, but they never, and we come to find out, we ended up meeting that guy, but he was never mentioned, never other than that, and they didn't mention his name. They just said a 4th person, and they never charged him with anything.
The Real Sunflower's talking about the clown murderer.
Oh yeah.
For the purple cow. Look at that.
Yeah, that's crazy too.
But just so many insane crimes around here. So many.
We do need to cover that one too.
Who's Suzette Brown? She's wanting to come up. Okay. Let me find her. Here. Somebody wants to come up, they can. There's the link. Oh, I'm behind, man. What is going on? It's not loading.
Yeah, I never got to go to the Purple Cow, but we had drove by it many times. And when that all came out and that woman was charged, that's insane.
Where is
it's no secret where we live, but that woman actually was living in the same town as us, and we had no idea.
Yeah.
That, obviously it was like 20 some years later before they charged her. I'm talking about the woman, the clown murder. Insane.
I'll post the link I pinned it to the top of the chat. If somebody wants to come up and talk, they can. Okay, I see you, Suzette.
Okay, you can take my picture off if you can.
You can. You just got to push stop camera.
Okay, let me
Go at
see.
the bottom.
Stop camera. I don't see it. Oh, I guess it's fine.
It's right
Anyway,
beside the mute button there, but go ahead. You see it?
yeah, I don't see it. It's okay, but it'll be all right. I just look a hot mess, so y'all excuse me. But anyways,
It's okay.
yeah, I did have some questions about the Summer Wells case because I was listening to another YouTuber who had been out there searching the property or around, not the property, but around in that area. And he said that he believed that the law enforcement had did a pretty good job of searching that area, and that he felt like that if Dawn or Candace or both would have taken her off the property, that he feels like it would have been within a 5 mile radius, that it wouldn't
Who
have
said
been
this?
like right in that area where they've already searched.
Who said this?
It was another YouTuber.
Yeah, that's why I was
It was,
asking.
yeah, it was on Dolly Visions.
Okay.
I'm sure he don't care. But because he had been out there, but I know that y'all had said that y'all didn't feel like that, it had been searched enough.
Well, it hasn't. Well, I mean, they've only had
Not
3
in-
searches, and
right.
one 13 days, one 2 days, and another one 2 days with like barely 30 people. The last one barely 30 people, and they hit targeted areas. There was things found that were not even 670 feet away from the Wells property on searches after the 13-day search. The property where JLR went on Light Hollow Road with that local down there, that was searched months after their first initial search. We went with private investigators and searched that. Had needed diver hit a pond down there and located a couple of ponds, but located items and turned them over to law enforcement. That's not even a mile away. So,
And I know that there was
Really? So,
yeah.
I know that there were a lot of searchers involved with the first initial 13-day search, but it's just the terrain,
But Dolly said
Um,
itself the first time you come, you could have 1,000 people out there for a month
right.
straight, and you wouldn't
Anita
cover a
had
tent.
said it was too much.
Well, I mean, we were out there in
Do what now?
we were out in that area doing searches starting in
October.
well, no, before
September.
October, October.
September, yeah. I think it said September 4th or something like that.
Well, that's when we first went to the Wells property, but we had conducted some searches before going up there
Yeah.
on other places. But we were out there every day except for Sundays for 3 months. And we're out there, not telling anything on here, hitting stuff, trying to search places, got involved with private investigators, was going on private properties. And I mean, people, if Chasing Truth even got a better appreciation when she got out there. She said, "There's no way that this was even searched even halfway
Right.
or a
Right.
full."
Well,
Because
Dolly wasn't downplaying the
I know,
how bad the area was, and how rural it is, whatever the word I'm looking for here. But he's
it's just
still
impossible. It's impossible even
Sorry.
if you have searchers arm to arm to go to every crevice, every top of every peak,
And there are searches that happen with other cases that have the same area has been searched 2, 3, 4 times
multiple times.
before a person or evidence is found.
Yeah, they can be walked over, be leaned up against a tree, and you've searched. We actually worked. The private investigators had found a person named Luke Vance. That was his case. He had went missing, and they had searched an area multiple times, leaned up against a tree, and he was there.
And also, yeah. And also, I know that there was a doorbell cam that seen Candace. I guess now I don't know if y'all can confirm this, that she left the property twice that day.
I don't. What have you answered?
I've never heard that officially confirmed. I have heard rumors of that, but I've never heard it officially confirmed. Have you?
All I've heard was about the truck,
right? That's
the red truck.
I have heard.
I heard there was a doorbell camera,
The red truck.
Yeah, that's all I'd heard about that picking up. But
yeah, well, he was talking about, like, and he had heard it too, just hearsay, that she had been seen leaving twice, but apparently there was no proof that Dawn had came in
True.
earlier than what because the timeline is screwed up. I mean, I'm not understanding the timeline.
It's once people think they get an accurate timeline, it switches again. Candace changed
Right,
it that
right.
one time being intoxicated on Prayer Garden or something, and then it was changed again. We even tried to run the thing to on in Kingsport, the timeline of wherever every place they went and how long it took to get back, and we thought it fit. And to my if everything played out the way that it was supposed, that the way that they said it went, there it could have fit. But then you have things like Jody Sue when she throws in her stuff and she ran that narrative the way she did. Then Candace changes it to fit her narrative. I'm like, what is it? But that's the hard thing about
And
it
that
is that Candace don't have to say anything to YouTube. It just matters what she told law enforcement.
Right.
And that's what
right.
makes it hard. She can lie to us all day.
Exactly, which is the biggest red flag for me with them is the changing of the story, the line, the craziness on YouTube that they did themselves. They just, that's the biggest red flag with me when it comes to Don and Candace. And not, I mean, if they thought their child was kidnapped, wouldn't you be begging every outlet, your YouTube channel? I mean, normal people to me would have been just begging and out there, just having her out there front and center and using their platforms for that.
Yeah. Which part of are you talking about as far as the line with her? Because there's a lot of things that are misconstrued out there about their story. Now, as far as Candace goes, she hasn't changed from what happened. Her and Grandma and them stay with the whole thing that happened as far as going, to they went inside. She went over to help Grandma with her knee brace, and then came back. She's never changed from that. Now, Dawn added stuff like washing hands and stuff like that, but Dawn was supposedly not there. Now he was trying to speak for everybody. I know. And then we saw how Candace spoke, and that messes up things. Now Candace had lied about the things I didn't get with Candace that confuses a lot of people. Is she said 3 different stories about what Allie said to her at that parade on what was that called?
Right, I remember that.
Yeah, 3 different stories, but come to find out, Allie was there and stuff. And like, I don't get why Candace says certain things that she does, but with us, and I know other people, she shuts down if you talk to her about that day.
Yeah,
Doesn't want to discuss it.
Which that's just crazy. To me,
it is.
I mean,
it is 100% is. We could never understand that.
Right, and then there was there was another question I had. What have you? I haven't watched that Ziggy interview with the ex-prostitute or whatever, with the Dawn being one of her customers. And have y'all seen any of that?
What did you hear? Say that again now.
The Ziggy interview. I don't watch Ziggy, and but I had just heard from another channel. It might have been Dolly's channel, but I can't remember. Where she did the interview with the prostitute or the ex-prostitute. That have y'all seen any of that?
No.
Only interview.
So she did this interview with the ex-prostitute that said that Dawn used to be one of her customers in a place where she was on drugs and her pimp wouldn't let her leave, blah blah blah. Long story short, apparently Dawn and Andy were regulars at the hoe house or whatever you want to call it at the time, but now the lady's claiming she's clean, she's sober. Since December. I don't know. Ziggy did that interview like maybe 2 nights ago.
Okay, I haven't been on. I got to catch up.
Yeah, so I didn't watch it because I don't really watch Ziggy. Her lives are too long for me. But I knew she had said she was going on having a special guest or going on a channel with a special guest, and then it all came out that who it was an ex prostitute that Don in Knoxville, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
at the
that
Fuzzy Hall.
That's what
Actually
Beverly is.
that's a real place.
That
That's
it-
in Johnson
yeah.
City, ain't it?
I thought, yeah, it is at Johnson City.
Yeah, that's funny.
they
I
even said the name of it. I think they might have said the name of
right
like
here,
what the place was called, and then
Fuzzy Hall.
but it kind of went in with BK saying when he was up there in December that Don did frequently, went to those places or visited prostitutes. I
This is
don't know.
this is the only thing I'll say about this, and this is not throwing shade on Ziggy or anybody. Somebody like that would be a lady of the night, whatever, somebody like that. Who knows what somebody might say as far as that. Now,
Well,
you know what I'm saying? That's one thing I'm always very cautious of.
there's
And
there's so many people that has threw themselves into the case just
Right.
to get their 5 minutes of fame, I guess you would
yeah,
call it. So yeah, I'm always cautious of that stuff too. And that's why I thought maybe y'all had seen it or watched Ziggy, because I know y'all go on her panel and stuff and
I'll
and
commend
everything.
her. I commend her. I went over there, and I think she got irritated with me, but I mean, I disagreed with somebody that one of what she said, the boys' friends that was mother that was where after they were in foster care had said some things, and I disagreed with a lot of the things that were said. Hold on, Patrick Dean, that popped in the back. Give me just 1 second. But they, I knew some things that were said by that person that were not accurate. And, I just was in the chat one night and kind of, I argued it, because if I know something to not be true, I feel like somebody has to stand up for it instead of going with what.
And that's what I love about y'all. Y'all try to keep it as honest. You bring the receipts. You back up so much of what you say, and that's why I love this channel. And
Thank you.
I love what y'all do. Y'all are doing great. Forget the negative. Just concentrate on the positive. There's always going to be haters, and I just wanted you to know there's so many people in y'all's, on y'all's side and on your team about everything y'all are doing. And
Thank you.
just keep up the good work, and I'll come back up when there maybe is some more information or I have some more questions. But those were the two that I wanted to ask about: the timeline, the camera, the Ziggy interview with the lady of the night. And that, since y'all have been off, I guess been off YouTube for a few days, y'all have to go back and catch up a little bit on some things that I was saying, and
Well, yeah,
see if
we'll
he can
catch up.
verify or
I feel like it's important
debunk
for
it.
Patrick Dean. Are you there? Well, yeah. What I was going to tell you, Suzette, is I feel like it's important, if like, even if you have a guest on, I think it's all of our it's our responsibility to have that person show who they are, how they know. Like, they have to have
Just
some
to
kind
do
of groundwork to prove who
do your
someone is.
due diligence and
Yeah,
verify things through a
And that's why people love y'all. Y'all bring that, y'all do your homework on it, and you don't bring the BS. If it, and if you do, you apologize and move on.
thank you. Thank you. Can you hear us, Patrick? Then you might have to go out and come back in, because it's lagging really bad.
I can get off. I just wanted to touch base on those few questions I had, and then I'll come back up anytime. I'm always usually trying to catch y'all's lives, and if I can think of anything else, or if like you guys can research a little bit of those, that little bit or something,
Yeah,
and find out if there's any truth to any of that. It was just coincidental, because BK had said back in December that Don went off to do his thing in Knoxville with the hookers, or lady of the night, and then this
yeah.
came up with Ziggy and all. So I'm like, something to look into, I guess.
Well, I'm looking into. I think we're gonna try to. I'm gonna try to figure out some new interviews on some people that I've got my mindset on. So I'm gonna be bringing some good stuff here soon. So, but I appreciate that, and thank you for coming up. And thank you for the compliments.
And thank
too.
you
We
for having me
appreciate it.
up.
No problem. You have a good
Hey,
night.
and I mean every one of them. You
Oh,
too.
thank you.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye-bye. All right.
Oh.
Are you there? Patrick Dean. You're loading. Let's see if it'll load for you.
Oh, Lady Suji, I want an air wrap.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear us? Are you there? You there? We're trying it, man. Let me see if I can help you. I wonder what. There you are.
Okay.
There you are. I can hear you.
There you are. If that has been approved,
What has?
her leaving the property twice.
How is that?
Property twice. Been approved. It was approved.
By who?
Or Candace left the property twice. Property twice.
How is it? Where is that being confirmed?
To the authorities, because they got the video from the neighbor across the road when Dolly
Right.
was out there doing the sign.
You're talking about the.
Remember that?
Yeah, you're talking about the chambers. That you're talking about Blue Roof Dawn and them.
Yeah,
Right?
Chambers. Yes, yes.
Well, if
The
all I'm saying-
TBI got the videos.
right, I understand they got videos from them and stuff, but I mean they haven't. But law enforcement hasn't come out and confirmed and said either way if she had or hadn't. Right?
No, I don't know. They haven't asked her why she left. No, and also
Right.
that woman just a second ago telling about Ziggy. She was telling Don told that lady the night told Don or whatever that they had put what was that one woman's name, Rose, and Summer in a sewage tank.
We'll see though, but yeah, you're gonna have people there. I've heard that from the get go.
And all on Dollar's Day was listening to it.
I've personally been on that
And
property.
the reason why
And
I
I've
put the
seen what
sewage
the
tank-
sewage tanks, the sewage hole looks like. It's about a 3-inch, 4-inch pipe up at the top. Now, a open cesspool tank, which you would have for sewage, is a big open tank. That's not what they have up there. Need a diver.
There's one at the abandoned church.
Do what now?
Is there not at the abandoned church?
Which abandoned church are you talking about?
They somewhere close by Candace's.
Well, there's a church on
That
Light Hollow
woman-
Road.
That woman was urging Dolly to go. Dolly said he wasn't going to go into about 4 or 5 months.
I'm not 100% on what you're talking about. Now, this is what I will say though. Now, I know that law enforcement searched all those tanks and stuff multiple times, and then Need a Diver got up there and got to search a few of those. And I know that down where that church was, if you're talking about the House of Prayer that's on Light Hollow Road, it's an old little church at the end down there that people didn't know about. There's a
Yeah, it's
pond
not
back there.
abandoned,
It's
though.
not abandoned though. Yeah.
They still have services and everything, as far as we know.
And also, again, Ziggy's that woman was talking about the fairgrounds. That was where Donna was seen at the day before Summer missing.
The fairgrounds where at, and I'm gonna have to listen to that whole interview. I'll listen to that before I make any comment on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I appreciate it, man. Is there anything else you want to say? All right, so check this out. Not trying to be rude or anything. As far as stuff like that, it's not confirmed though.
Right.
You have a neighbor that says, "Hey, I gave them tape, and this
Yeah,
might have happened." That's
recordings.
not calling any creator a liar. That's not calling anybody. That's the same thing with the footprints. I might know that the footprints are real and that legit to what a property owner says, but I can't put it out there and say it's confirmed till law enforcement confirms it, right? I have to
Yes.
say it's hearsay till otherwise, till either it's confirmed or denied. Now that's the only thing I'll say about that. Now, as far as the septic tanks up on the Wells property, unless there's one that's not, that people don't know about or under a different shed, I know that there's about 3-inch pipes that go down to a septic system. There's one at the bottom of the hill, I think.
Yes.
There's one up at the top, 2 at the top for the camper, and one that went to the house.
And then the one at the bottom shed.
One at the bottom shed.
And those were checked not only by Nita Diver, but also law enforcement.
Right.
And they've been checked multiple times.
Right. And I won't make a comment on anybody else's interview till I watch it. And I want it, that's just fair.
Right.
Okay, so Lady CG says what now? Thank y'all for clarifying. That's why I said I don't want to say anything on an interview that I haven't listened to myself. Thank y'all. So yeah, we're not gonna talk about rumors. I don't know about a fairground. I don't know anything about that. We're not confirming that here. We're not saying any creator's wrong. We're not saying what they said because I didn't hear it come out of their mouth.
Right.
And I didn't hear it, so I can't confirm it. Nothing against anybody that comes up here and talks or says anything. That's not what I'm here to do.
Right.
But is that fair? Give me a 1 in the chat if that's fair, please. I appreciate it because that's not what I'm trying to do. That's not what Allie's trying to do. If that's fair, please give us a 1.
Dumpster Clip said, yeah, it wasn't Ziggy that said it. It was info that came out during her interview.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you guys. That's all. That's not what we're trying to talk about. Now, what I can talk about is the things that we know of to be true. We will say
And
either
to be confirmed
confirmed
by law enforcement.
by law enforcement. Yeah.
There are a lot of things in this case. A lot. More so, there's a lot of things that have been stated as fact in this case that are not confirmed by law enforcement than there are things that actually have been confirmed by law enforcement.
Mhm.
And we have to be very careful to try to keep those all filed in the correct place. We just need to be very careful that things that have been confirmed by law enforcement, we take those as 100% facts. Things that have not been confirmed by law enforcement, we need to take that with a grain of salt until it is confirmed by law enforcement. And it's nothing against anybody or anything. It's just that's how it has to be.
This is what we know to be true. Summer is missing.
Mm-hmm.
We know there was a scent trail that ended down at the road. We know now that's law enforcement, Sheriff Lawson saying. We know everyone's a suspect. We know that
They were searching for a red Toyota Tacoma.
they have not found it or located it yet. That's what we know.
Right.
We know that the scream is unfounded by law enforcement. We know that, let's see, what else is there? We know that they did a search for 13 days from June 15th to June 28th.
Mm-hmm.
I know that they had a search November 30th that lasted 2 days. I know they had a search March 28th, February 28th. No, March
1st.
Lasted 2 days, but it was only K9s on Fields Road. We know that there have been that EquiSearch has came in 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
We know that private investigators have done searches. We know that Nita Diver got involved. We know that First to Deploy was involved. We know that February 28th, March 1st and 2nd. Yeah. It was only February 28th and March 1st, right?
Well, that one was only one day, wasn't it?
It was only
That
one day,
search,
wasn't
yeah.
it? That's
Hold on,
true.
I'll tell you the exact date. That way that we are on.
Let's stay on point. Yeah. We know that now we can say that the footprints have been talked about by Dave Rader. They said that when he came into town on the 19th, early mornings of the 19th, that the helicopters were out, that search and rescue had a lead and they thought they were going to find her. He says that. But he's been very tight-lipped too. We don't know much. We know that we were out on a search. We found a campsite. I've showed pictures of that. I've showed you pictures of the few searches that we've done. I know that. I know that we know what Don has said as a statement to YouTube, not his
February
official
28th,
statement.
I believe.
What?
I believe it was February 28th.
February 28th, right. But it was only lasted
One day,
one day.
as far as I'm aware of, yes.
Right. Okay. We know that they passed polygraphs. That was said by Sheriff Lawson. Unless I'm missing anything, what else do we have?
Cold Case Crystal said we also know that they said they don't know much more than they did a year ago.
Yeah, and that they went. Yeah, they don't know much more than they did a year ago. Detective Pruitt, lead investigator on Summers' case, says we've went through GPS data, cell phone data, social media data. Went through. What else did he say?
We know that multiple devices and other evidence has been taken from residents during the search.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Dumpster Clips.
Thank you. Yeah, and that they are still no closer than they were to finding out what happened on June 15th, 2020.
KMR07 said they lawyered up and aren't cooperating according to Hawkins County.
According to Hawkins
However,
County, however, yep.
TBI states we will not characterize cooperation at this time. So
that's a big statement too. TBI
That's
didn't
huge.
back up Hawkins County on that, and I thought that was strange. They neither confirmed or denied. They said we're not going to characterize what cooperation is. Now, I have a good idea, and I'm going to be working on this. Tomorrow is Monday.
I think you said about them all passing their polygraphs, didn't you?
Yeah, I said that. Yeah, I got that, K-Dan. Thank you. And this is another thing. They have not ruled out abduction. They have just not found evidence of it. They have not ruled out foul play, but they have found no evidence of it.
Discovering the truth, they did take both canine scent dogs and cadaver dogs.
Yes.
Both.
That's proven. I've got videos showing where Leslie Earhart said cadaver dogs were used as they have through this whole investigation. Divers were used by law enforcement. The house was flipped over. I said 7 times for a long time. Candace said 9. By different agencies. We know law enforcement asked, well, we know local law enforcement, Hawkins County asked Don Wells for another polygraph. He turned them down and said if TBI or FBI wanted it, he would gladly do so, but not for Hawkins County.
Cold Case Crystal said we also know they somehow know she's not in the water, which is very strange. Yes.
Yeah, it's very strange too.
That's
They
what
did
they've
say
stated.
Yeah, we don't think random abduction happened either, but they are not saying. They said there's no evidence of abduction or trafficking at this time.
Said that there's no evidence of foul play at this time.
Yet they have not ever talked to the person in the red truck. And Sheriff Lawson said it could be a reason that they just had a, driving without a license that day and don't want to come forward. But it could be something more. So till then, you can't just rule out completely that it didn't happen till they speak to whoever is driving that red truck. They also said that they're just not putting all their, they're not ruling out abduction. They're just not putting all their eggs in one basket. They also said the very real possibility that she walked away and got lost in the mountainous terrain. That's not us. That's law enforcement. We're not standing behind that. We're not subscribing to that. Definitively, but is what it is. Anyway, I have a phone call that I'm going to be making on a live stream tomorrow that for all y'all to hear, and we're going to find out a lot about some lawyer stuff. Okay. Anyway, what else was I going to show real quick? Oh, YouTube stuff. Hold on. Let's go over this real quick and then I'm done.
So the red truck, Diane Harlow. So she said, isn't Jody Sue the one who said the red truck because she has a problem with honesty? The red truck was actually originally that came from somebody who drove that route, Ben Hill and the Beach Creek area, as a part of their job. It's never been specified exactly, I don't think, has it? If it was like a UPS driver or postal worker, it was just stated that the person that originally gave that tip to TBI and law enforcement was a person who drove that route for their job. But then after that, there was a neighbor who had a yard sale who also spoke about seeing a red truck that she felt did not belong there. And then Jody Sue also talked about seeing this red truck or a red truck. So it's been, but originally that came from a person who drove that route.
Who drove it as a job. And Sheriff Lawson said a lot of people know that person. A lot of the sheriff's office know that person personally. Her platform to beg. Yeah, she could have. Candace could have used her platform for a whole better reason than what she did.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I did not agree with that also. That's why I did not share that woman's Cash App. I never tried to do that. This platform was not for Don and Candace. This was for Summer Wells and helping to spread the word about her case. And, you know, it is nationwide. It has been. You got a lot of people, though, that you've got people that make up and push opinions as facts. And that's a problem. We have to be careful. Now, this is what I got as a short definition of how YouTubers make money. Okay.
I agree. Logan's mom, Candace, was falling apart at that point in
Yeah.
time. So
this is a short thing right here. So it says, this is to go back to the beginning before I close this out. Advertising is the primary way creators can earn money on YouTube. This is minus super chats and members and things like that. Okay. So advertising revenue is generated when people watch ads that are running on videos. This revenue from ads is shared between YouTube and the creator, thus empowering creators to directly profit from their work. So the ads that are generated based on the views you get on your content is how you get paid on YouTube. That's basically, you know, if I have to get any more in depth over that, it's from ads. That's how this happens. That's how people became monetized. Now, if people want to put an ad on about a vacuum cleaner on our videos and they pay us for that, so be it. That's,
right.
you know, it's not a lot. I promise. It is not a lot. Anyway, I'm done for tonight. I've talked myself out. Y'all stay tuned tomorrow. I'm going to have something good. I've got something very good planned for y'all. Please don't forget, watch it. You want to be informed? I'm going to show you a lot tomorrow about something. Say a prayer for us that I can make this happen. I think I can. Y'all will. I'm not going to give it away because there's people out there that are constantly listening. But I'm gonna show y'all something about the Summer Wells case and some stuff I've pulled up about things and involving questions that we've all had, that we've all been not able to understand. Okay. I'm gonna try to have it early. I will try to have it scheduled for 6:00 tomorrow evening. Okay, Eastern Standard Time. All right. I'll set a reminder. I'll go ahead and set that this up. Please pay attention, set a reminder. I appreciate each and every one of y'all for being here. Thank y'all for bearing with us when we take breaks. It's needed. We have to, or just couldn't do it. I'm going to catch up on a lot of the lives that have been going on the past few days, and we'll get back on top of everything. We're going to check out all the emails and Messenger, and we'll get caught up on that. We appreciate it. If you don't care, hit that touch DNA, hit that like button on your way out. We would greatly appreciate it. Thank y'all for being here late at night like you are. Near Tazewell County, there's Richard Honaker. Sorry, let me answer this real quick, Misty C. Richard Honaker, Ray Nesbitt, Ricky Garrett, Griffin, Ricky Griffin, and Griffith or Griffin. There's a few more. That's all in the same area there. I think that's what you're talking about.
There was a woman that lived as a man whose name was Rebecca.
Rebecca, yeah, was the other one. But that's those. Okay, let's pray and let's get out of here. Dear Lord, thank you for what you do. Thank you for always having faith in us when we don't have faith in you. Bring answers to these cases. Let the hate stop when covering cases for these children that need it more than anything. To not let them be forgotten. To not let their cases go just swept under the rug and become a cold case that people just don't remember. Let us do our due diligence. Let us make differences that matter. Let us be factual and proven in the things we do. Let us back up everything we do. Lord, thank you for all the people that are here. We ask that you bless them. Thank you for Mr. Positive. We ask that you bless him and his mission and, what he's, working towards on his channel. Pray these things in your mighty name. Amen.
Amen.
All right, guys, that's it. Let me see what else I got. Actually, I got this right here. Let me close out with this. I tried StreamYards let me do something cool today. Let's see if it's going to play. That's not it. Oh, it's going to hit me with that. Hold on. Not it either. It's loud, huh? I'm done. I can't do it. It's not going to work for me tonight. I'll do it tomorrow. StreamYards let me upload some music so we can have some music to go out on. But look, I'm going to work on that. It'll get better. Remember, at the end of the day, everybody wants justice.
But justice doesn't have to be carried out with hate.
All right. We'll catch you on the next one. God bless. Till next time, keep on cracking.
We'll see you.
See you guys.